okay, last live stream as a bachelor
Ooh, yeah,
commenced.
good point.
Yeah, so that has to do with the stupid something or other that I'm going to introduce in a minute here. But I guess first things first. Actually, you know what? I'm going to do the stupid thing uh, for the intro. So, hey, Brad, introduce yourself to the public. This is Brad. My
I'm
show is
Brad.
called Catching Up on Cinema. We're here to talk about Tales from the Shelf. I'll do the intro in a second, but this is Brad. He has a show called the Cinema Speak Podcast. Say hello, Brad.
How's it going? I'm a little scared at what's about to happen. I don't know what's going down right now.
Brad, you know me to be a very mild personality, so don't. This isn't like Santino level shenanigans or like committing to the bit. Anyway, I teased that I'm going to do something kind of stupid here, so I'm going to just go right to it. So I did mention at the top, this is my last podcast or live stream rather, as a bachelor. So, in celebration of that, I guess I'm just going to start doing something. A transformation is about to occur, Brad. So bear with me. Feel free to provide commentary because I'm going to take off my headphones for a second.
Okay, this is unprecedented here. Okay. All right. What do we
So I am essentially blind, as it were, which
Yeah,
kind of
yeah.
fits for the bit. So, folks, if you don't recognize the regalia, I am wearing a Daredevil, a Charlie Cox from Netflix's Daredevil series helmet.
Mhm.
I am doing so in celebration of, and this was inspired by Santino, I guess like the last of my financial freedom. So this is the last big dumb entirely extraneous purchase that I'll probably make before my finances are merged via marriage this coming Saturday.
Mhm.
So in celebration of that, I am going to wear this big dumb stupid thing that I spent my own good good money on and will probably never touch again for the rest of my life. But you know what? It's in my home now. It's mine.
Mhm.
I don't dare show it to my fiance, not yet anyway. I am entirely blind, so I need to do this to see the interface.
Can I ask, since this is, in terms of purchasing, are you comfortable disclosing how much one of those run ya, or is that too personal?
That might be too personal. Ah, shit, it is hot in here.
Yeah, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm going to try to conduct as much of the live stream as I can in this state. You will see me putting on my peepers every once in a while and maybe also lifting my mask because it's getting fogged up in here. So, on top of being blind, I also have steam on the lenses.
Did you run a test run with this on before you tried the bit, or is this the initial putting it on?
I have worn it. I have never worn it for more than 30 seconds or so.
Okay,
So
okay.
I don't think this is going to last very long, but
Yeah.
I'll commit to the bit as best I can. Um, so you may have noticed there's a little graphic in the background. And by the way, may as well do the full intro. So excuse me while I give myself the single rather. Hi, I'm Trevor, and welcome to Catching Up on Cinema. If you're not familiar with the program, Catching Up on Cinema is a film analysis podcast wherein we introduce each other to films, expand our cinematic horizons, and in essence, catch up on our cinema. So, it is once again that very special time of the month wherein we do our very special Tales from the Shelf episode. I already introduced Brad, so I'm not going to do that again. But the theme for this month is going to be spiders, man. And I guess we're doing that for promotional synergy with the new Spider-Man movie, which has annihilated the box office,
Mhm.
and also actually more accurately because Brad's most recent episode of his podcast, the Cinema Speak podcast, he talked about in his micro review section a movie that's very near and dear to me, both of us, in fact, Arachnophobia. So today we're going to be talking about spider movies. So, hey, Brad, how about you be the first of us to talk about some spider movies?
Well, I would love to do that. And we might as well just go right in with the movie that inspired it, right? I mean, that's what makes sense. Arachnophobia, which is for me a childhood classic. I don't know, Trevor, is this something you watched a lot as a young whippersnapper? He must be. I think he's getting the Daredevil thing off,
Yeah,
maybe.
I'm just fucking around back here. Don't mind me.
Okay. Well, I will say that this movie for me was a movie that I believe we never outright owned it, but we did have it taped off of the television. So don't tell the feds on that one. But I watched this a lot as a kid, and it certainly, I think, genuinely implanted a fear of spiders in me, because I did watch it at a fairly young age. Like, it's a movie that is kind of like I would say it's like kind of a kiddie gateway horror movie, but in terms of like making you scared of spiders specifically, I do think watching it at a young age can be pretty traumatic experience. And I still, if I had to pick one phobia, one irrational phobia, I suppose it would be spiders. I live in Michigan where, there are hardly any dangerous spiders to speak of. So I really have no reason to fear them, but they just creep me out because of this movie. And I love it. I think it's a ton of fun. Great horror comedy in terms of, it has its funny moments, but I really do think the scares are effective. And it's funny, I watched one of the bonus features on this disc here, and the director, I think it's Frank Marshall. Yeah, Frank Marshall, and some of the producers and the screenwriters, like they really kept in the behind the scenes featurette, which was released at the time of the movie. So it was like a promotional thing. So maybe they did this intentionally, I don't know, but they really were downplaying the scares in this. Like every interview, every featurette, they were like, "Listen, it's a little scary, but it's fun. It's gonna be fun and funny and a little scary, but it's." And I was really surprised at how much they were downplaying how scary this movie can be, because not scary in a traditional horror movie sense, but I sit and watch this movie, and it is one of the most like squirmy, giving you the heebie-jeebies movies I think I have ever seen. And I don't. I mean, there's several reasons, but other Spider movies do not hit like this one does. For whatever reason, maybe it's because I have repressed memories of having nightmares from this movie. I don't know. But for whatever reason, this Spider movie really gets under my skin. And there's other Spider movies that I like and they're creepy, but they don't get under my skin like this one. And I partly could be the effects and the look of the spiders in this one, but I think it's a ton of fun, and it definitely held up on my recent rewatch.
Yeah, no, I adore Arachnophobia. Hey, he's back.
I didn't know if it was gonna be on or off.
Pay no mind to the man in the Daredevil mask. He is a serious podcaster. Somebody
Mhm.
loves this man enough to marry him in a few days.
I was going on. I was trying to be a little long-winded in case you were taking it off to breathe a little bit. I wanted to make sure you had enough time. So if you just let me know, all right?
It's kind of hard to finagle the over the ear headphones. So like I had to like listen, so I decided to just leave it on. But holy man, I am schwitzing under this mask. But yeah, I have a sealed DVD here.
Ooh.
Not that it's like a priceless relic or anything, but I just happened to find a sealed copy of it in the wild. I actually am eager to crack it open. I just haven't been able to get my fiance to sit down to watch it with me because she, like you and myself, doesn't do well with spiders. Um, I'm the official spider killer in the household, but I too have some anxiety around arachnids, spiders, and whatnot. They bug me. But arachnophobia, though, I saw when I was pretty young. I watched it with my grandma.
Oh.
That was a fun experience because she doesn't do spiders either. But um, man, it's just a solid movie. Like it has a good mix of laughs and, like you said, like genuine, like creepy, crawly, like ickiness.
Hmm.
And there's just so many memorable set pieces and sequences. Like Frank Marshall, I don't know him as a filmmaker. He's a producer generally.
Yeah,
Out,
he
he's
did.
Spielberg's producer largely. He did Indiana
Yep.
Jones, right?
Yeah, yeah, he did a lot of that stuff, and then I think he did this, and then I don't know if it was directly after, but he did Congo, which I think maybe I know that one wasn't very well received, so I think that might have maybe killed his directing career.
I think you're right. I mean, the Michael Crichton connection, that's, as far as, like, slow pitches, like Baby Bouncy down home plate, Michael Crichton in the '90s, like, you gotta try pretty hard to fuck this up, and, yeah, Congo is kind of a fuck up of a film. It's not very good. Um, Very watchable for me because of the era in which it came out. That mid-90s, like, adventure thriller is kind of like a warm, cozy place for me personally, but I would never recommend it. I would never claim that it's a good movie. But
Mhm.
Arachnophobia is. Like, it's often hilarious. Jeff Daniels is immensely affable in it. There's a reason I loved Jeff Daniels. I mean, I still do, but, like, when I was a kid, for some reason, I really latched onto him, and you get to claim, like, ownership of him because he's a
Yeah,
Michigan guy, right?
he lives, like, 80 minutes away from me.
Yeah, I've always really, really, really liked Jeff Daniels, even when I was a very small child. Like, just something about him worked for me, and it was through this movie, it was through Speed, it was through Dumb and Dumber. Even I made my mom go take me to see Fly Away Home because he was in it,
Mhm.
and like, that movie, I guess, did pretty well critically and whatnot. But aside from Anna Paquin saying they're all flying with me in the trailer, I don't think anybody remembers that fucking film. Um, but Arachnophobia just has so many memorable moments. Like, when you talked about your own personal arachnophobia, like, one of the scenes that really came to mind about, like, doing it right when it comes to spider scares is when they're going through the house and they have the assistant, the laboratory assistant character with them. And
Mhm.
he's the only one that really knows much of anything about how these things work. He's the Hooper. He's the Richard Dreyfuss character, basically. And there's that bit where he pulls the curtain back and he makes that noise. Like, they all go flat against the wall because they know that one bite from the spider will kill them. And he just goes like, it's just like, yeah, I've made that noise.
Yep,
I've been that
yep.
guy. And then there's that. They really do a good job of kind of like illustrating what that kind of fear actually looks like. Where, like, Jeff Daniels is instructed to take a step towards it, and you can see that he's cogent, like he's mentally there, but just physically he's completely paralyzed. And he can speak, like, he can hold conversation, but he's just like, what you're asking of me is the impossible. And then when he finally does it, it's like, one, it's a character growth moment where it's like, whoa, he actually did it. But then his reaction right afterwards is to just, like, fucking slap himself in the face and just, like,
Mhm.
God, that was the worst thing I could have ever done. And the way it's very Jaws like. The whole movie is structurally very, very Jaws like. I mean, he's the out of towner, he's the big city doctor coming into the small town. There's people who don't believe him. They have an outside expert that they call in. John Goodman is not quite Quint, but he may as well be Quint.
Yeah,
Rock and
yeah,
roll.
yeah.
John Goodman's hilarious in it.
No, yeah, you're definitely not wrong. Like, obviously, like the out of town doctor thing. Like, I've kind of always, yeah, that's a Jaws thing. But yeah, you've got the assistant, you've got John Goodman as Quint. Like, yeah, there are a lot of elements to this movie that are similar to Jaws. I've never really, lined them up quite like you just did, but that's pretty good. That's pretty
Well, and
good.
then you get to the finale, and it's like out of a video game or something. It's like poetry. It rhymes. Like,
Yeah.
it's kind of a beautiful setup where it's like you have exactly the one guy who doesn't want to be here, who's the least well equipped to handle this particular situation. But they set up all the pieces in the plot and, like, in the structure of, like, the house invasion of all the spiders, that he's in his own wine basement. He's locked in there of his own doing and is now just man versus beast locked in Mortal Kombat in a basement.
Mhm.
And that
Mhm.
sounds completely stupid, a man fighting a spider in a basement, but holy shit, like, Trevor Jones's score is incredible. It's like an operatic epic score for this man fighting a spider. But
And
it's like the most epic confrontation music you'll ever hear.
the final
And even
kill
the
shot is pretty
choreography of
good.
the battle between him and the spider is awesome.
Yeah,
And they do a
yeah.
really good job of mixing the technologies of really leveraging real spiders whenever they can. You mentioned that on your podcast with Bobby that there really is something to that, having an actual spider be involved in some of the action because they do move and behave in a specific way that makes them alien and terrifying to us. Like they
Mhm.
skitter, and the thing that always pisses me off about spiders is that they act contrary to what you might expect sometimes. Where like you back them into a corner and then they run straight at you. It's like, why would you do that? Like what is your
Yeah.
problem? Just run away. You can climb on walls, motherfucker. Why are you coming straight at me?
Yeah,
And
yeah.
like there's a slowness and a steadiness that sometimes they adopt where it's like they don't always like move at you like full speed. There's that bit that for anybody who's actually scared of spiders, where Jeff Daniel is once again in that paralytic state and it's like crawling up the length of him and is taking its time. And the
Mhm.
whole time it has that POV shot of him looking down the length of his own body. And it's just like, I don't know if I'd be able to move either, man. Like that's fucking terrifying.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
there's just so many small things. Like my dad always pointed out the intro of the movies handled really, really well. Where you have the jungle exploration and when they gas the canopy of the jungle and you hear like plink 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 like butterflies and insects falling into the glass jars that they
Oh,
have the
I
specimen
love the look
containers.
of, like, the cones, how they catch them too, like, just
Yeah,
that little production detail. Oh,
it's
so good.
intriguing where it's like it's visually interesting and you're like,
Mhm.
huh, you're understanding what you're seeing, but you're also like, wow, this is kind of interesting. And then you hear plunk, and you're like, what? What the hell was that?
Yeah.
That is a lot heavier than anything else that fell. And then sure enough, it's a big mean ass spider. And then the way that they contrive it coming to the small town is really effective, where it slips into the casket of the guy, and it's like awesome fucking movie. Like just listening to you talk about it, I was like, man, like, do I want to watch Arachnophobia on my wedding night? Because I might wanna.
Yeah, what's gonna be the last movie you watch as a single man? I mean, have you decided yet?
I don't know what it's gonna be just yet. I mean, I still have a few days, like not till Saturday. But I just started watching Lanterns with a I got my fiance to start watching that with me, the HBO show.
Mm, yeah.
It's very good. I don't know if you're curious at all, Brad. I know comic book stuff isn't really entirely your jam, but
I'm
it's
definitely curious because I think isn't, Damon Lindelof involved?
he is. Yeah.
Yeah.
You like him
So,
because of Lost and a few other things, right?
yeah, Lost, The Leftovers, Watchmen. I mean, I think he's the best showrunner working today, so I'm definitely gonna check it out. Haven't watched anything yet, but
I really like there's only 2 episodes so far, but I watched the first one and then I said, "Hey, you might wanna get in on this because
mhm,
I think there's something to it. It has that buddy cop vibe to it. So far, a lot of the zanier elements of, like, Green Lantern lore are kinda, like, kept on the periphery, so it's basically just kind of a boots on the ground, like, cop show for the most part.
mhm.
And it has a little bit of, like, True Detective going for it as well. I mean, it's also an HBO show. Very impressed with it. Plus the casting's, like, spot on. Like, it's what you would hope they would do.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, Arachnophobia, just hearing you talk about it with Bobby, I was like, "Fuck." It's been a long time since I watched that one, but man, I'm ready for it,
Yeah, it
clearly.
had it had been like a decade for me as well, and, just, when I was putting my movies on the shelf, putting them away, that caught my eye, and I said, "You know, I could go." It was also late too, and it's like, "Well, I wanna watch something that I not something new, something I can kinda just turn my brain off and watch," and I thought I might fall asleep watching it, and I was just, enraptured by the power of cinema, and, it was a lot of fun. It's kinda thing where you get the sense that when they were making it, they kind of almost like just brainstormed ideas. Where's the creepiest spot we could put a spider? What's something creepy we could do with the spider? And they kind of like worked them all into the outline of the movie. And I mentioned it on my show, but the one moment that made me scream and always makes me scream is when the one young girl teenager is in the shower and jumps from the shower head onto her face and she
Yeah.
doesn't realize. Ah, that's something.
Yeah, and I'm almost positive that was a real spider. And it's a big one too. So
Yeah,
hopefully
they
she
got them.
got paid.
They're new. They're from New Zealand apparently. New Zealand spiders. They said in the behind the scenes.
Yeah, I think I didn't know that, but that makes sense. I
Hmm.
think I read that they picked them because they needed to be able to be visible on film. Like they
Hmm.
needed to have clearly identifiable like body composition because like there are tons of like super tiny spiders that's like even if you harvested millions of them or whatever, they're not going to look like much of anything on film.
Hmm.
But
Yeah.
they did their research and they picked really well because they have a distinctive silhouette to them. And when you see them like moving throughout the house, it's like, oh, okay. Like some of those shots that they got of like the swarming business is like that's nightmare fuel because that's
Hmm.
not something that I think most of us see in our daily lives or spiders acting in concert. Like I generally think of spiders as being kind of cannibalistic. Um, but yeah, they got some great shots.
Mhm. Yeah,
And
and I last thing I'll say on it is I do think one of the reasons this works more than most spider movies, a lot of spider movies go too big, and
yeah,
they go the giant spider route,
no,
and I that doesn't really like. I still like those movies, but with this one, like they're big enough where if you saw that spider in real life, you'd be like, "Whoa, that is a big spider," but they're still like small enough to make it feel real, and I think that's what really gets under my skin.
yeah, I agree. Actually, that's a really important point when it comes to creature features. Is if you make your creature too large, its interactions with the human characters become less interesting. Like if the thing is too big, then it can't be in interesting places and it can't do interesting things. You need to find that happy medium where it's like it's big enough to be menacing, it's big enough to be visible, but if you go too far, you can really ruin a great concept. And this
Mhm.
one, it's almost unique. It's almost more akin to like 1970s monster like creature features because like in the 1970s there was the environmentalism boom. Like there was a lot of like env- environmental horror going on with like toxic waste and nuclear energy in particular was those were still like concepts that were being explored in the 70s where you had a lot of like giant flora and fauna. You had like invasion like the invasion of the spiders. I think that was the one with William Shatner. You had lots of ant themed movies and a lot of them like they would vary between like sizes where you had some where they were giant sized and that, but then you also had a lot of them where it was just ordinary wildlife, but turned violent towards humanity.
Let
And
me
this
just
one's more in that vein.
Kingdom of the Spiders, which I
Yeah,
have here. Yeah.
I think that
Um,
is that the Shatner one.
yeah, yep, yep.
Yeah,
So, I have not seen this one, so I'll just pull it off now because I don't really have a ton to say about it, but, I haven't gotten
it's
around to watching it.
it's a good one. If memory serves, the ending of it's pretty chilling. It's very Twilight Zoney.
Oh, okay, alright.
Um, pretty decent one. It's very much like what I think of when I think of like 1970s creature features, where they were doing a lot of that kind of thing.
Mhm,
Nature turned against humanity. So this is not like eight-legged freaks or something where you have giant spiders. These are just big spiders, but
mhm.
particularly venomous spiders, like steroid spiders, kind of not in
Okay.
terms of like size or brawn, but just like toxicity.
Yeah, yeah.
Which is a novel concept because it's like when you think about that, that's actually more deadly. Because like I mean, there's a kid that dies in this because one gets in his football helmet.
Mhm.
It's like if you can't even see the thing, if you can't find the thing, then it becomes that much more deadly to you. I love that that one kill where the old woman is turning out the light and just zoop, like
Mhm.
it goes down on the like it lowers its web line in time with her pulling the cord on her lamp. It's very
And
tasteful, very
I
effective.
love how with that kill, they knew it'd be too sad to just kill off a nice old lady that
Yeah.
early on in the movie, so right before she dies, she picks up a picture of her deceased husband, and she's like, "Oh, Bill, I can't wait to see you someday," or something
Yeah,
like
it's like, "It's okay, grandma went to a better place."
Yeah, yeah,
That's entirely what that was.
yeah. 'Cause it is, I
Like,
mean, she is like a sweet old lady, and yeah, it's like, "Oh, man, that sucks," but
yeah, she's
they
an
soften the
important
blow a bit.
character. Yeah, I from a screenwriting standpoint, that is why that's there. But she's an interesting character because she's like one of the few that actually likes Jeff Daniels and actually is supportive of him. So when she's taken off the board, it's like it's important to the story in addition to being like, oh, an old biddy bot that like bit the dust. Oh,
Mhm.
boo hoo. Fuck, go out, watch it. Also listen to the score because underrated, like really awesome score. And I think Frank Marshall, knew a thing or two about these sorts of things. He probably understood that's like, hey, a lot of those Spielberg movies wouldn't have been the same without old Johnny Williams. Like maybe it's important to, score our dumb spider movie with some class. And I think it was Trevor Jones. I think that was who did it. Whoever it was, they did an amazing job.
Yes, Trevor Jones, yep.
Yeah, Hellraiser is I think what comes to mind when I think of him.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not too familiar with him besides, I mean, I've obviously seen other things he's
Yeah,
done, but yeah. Oh, Labyrinth,
not a
good.
household name, but
Yeah. Oh,
did a great job.
yeah.
Anyway, I am melting in this Daredevil mask, so I think the bit is going to be retired for the time being. Maybe it'll make a comeback, but I'm going to
Yeah.
take this sucker off.
I mean, it is kind of almost spider-like, actually, I have to say, it kind of fit. Yeah, the mask is kind of spider-like in a way. Oh, still on. Um, Trevor, I don't see you too often without headphones on. It's pretty, it's like almost like I don't even know. I wouldn't even be able to recognize you without your headphones on.
Yeah, that's true actually. Also I got a haircut, so it's the first time I've had my hair down in public in a year.
This guy looks good. This guy's looking good. He's looking so good, and he wants to shove it under a mask. I don't get it, but whatever. To each his own.
I was celebrating I was celebrating my financial freedom. This i- as dumb as this is, it makes me happy. This is pretty fucking cool.
You'll still
Um
be able to buy some things that make you happy. Don't worry. Don't worry.
Also, for anybody who's been commenting, it does look like we did get some. Sorry, I was blind, so I couldn't see any of that. So, if I missed you, uh, I'm reading it now. Thank you for commenting. Thank you for stopping by. Maybe the Daredevil mask will come back later, but for now, man, I am sweaty. Okay, so we already did arachnophobia. Both Brad and I talked about it at length. That was the entire impetus for this conversation, really. On that subject, I'd just like to toss out there for your boy, Bobby. Um, he was talking about how sounds like he and Charlie are into like those uh character thrown off into like a strange land, like Alice in Wonderland, I think was cited as an
Yep.
example. Like
Yep.
isekai is the genre that like all the kids, like all the weebs cannot get enough of. Like Japan as a nation is just cranking this shit out. Just like every 5 seconds, they're like isekai, isekai, isekai. And
Okay.
it's basically just some schlub gets hit by a truck or falls down some stairs and finds themselves transported to some fantasy realm where they matter. It's very of its time where it's like,
Hmm.
wow, this is media for sad people. This is media for sad, lonely people.
Yeah.
I'm shit talking like that's not true, but kind of feels like a little bit maybe. Like why it's so like ubiquitous right now. It's everywhere.
Hmm.
It's in everything now. Even that term, a foreign word to an American tongue, isekai is now just like part of like mainstream lexicon basically. Um, so Santina would be able to recommend God knows how many anime of that subject, but a movie that came to mind was Nightbreed. Do you know
Mm.
if either of them have seen that one?
I don't believe so. I don't want to speak on their behalf, but as far as I know, I'm going to say they haven't. Been a long time for me as well, and I don't know which version of it I've seen because there's a few different cuts, right?
Uh, I think so. I don't actually. I think I've only seen the theatrical, if there
Okay.
exist multiple cuts of it. But yeah, Nightbreed for the uninitiated is directed by Clive Barker, uh, who I just mentioned Hellraiser, funny enough. That's kind of what he's most famous for in the film world, but Clive Barker, interesting fella. Uh, he is a gay man, and my understanding, like, of Nightbreed is that it's almost like X-Men, but for, like, uh, society's, like, fringe elements. So, like, non-mainstream peoples, like, for lack of a better term, it takes place in a place called, like, Midian, I think is the name of the realm. But it's basically this underground realm where all the misfits, like all the creatures of the night, can gather and be safe. And the plot involves like mainstream society coming for them essentially. So it's this haven for all the quote unquote freaks of the world to gather and be safe and revel in their otherness. And then David Cronenberg is the chief antagonist of it, if memory serves.
Mhm.
Um, Very
I love his
interesting
his
choice.
mask in it. If you
Yeah,
remember
the
his
button
mask.
eye thing with the
Yeah.
zipper mouth. Very, very interesting. I think Clive Barker had a background as a visual artist. I think he may have been a painter or something. I know he was an artist of some repute at some point. But yeah, I wouldn't claim that it's like an amazing movie or anything, but in terms of just like the sheer like volume of makeup effects and creature effects, it was kind of extraordinary for its time. Like they dumped a lot of money and resources into creating all the like the populace of that realm. So visually interesting, even if the movie itself isn't. I wouldn't say it's amazing or anything, but novel concept and visually interesting.
I just checked, the 4K does have both the theatrical and the director's cut, although one of them might only be on the Blu-ray, but both in the same package.
Very cool.
So,
But yeah, Nightbreed. I don't know if Bobby or Charlie would be interested in that, but it came to
passed
mind
along, yeah, yeah.
when he was citing movies of that ilk. Also,
Mhm.
talk to Santino. I'm sure there's tons of animes out there that would
Yeah.
scratch that itch. um. Anyway, so I suppose the pick is to me. It's actually a back and forth affair, believe it or not. I have here on 4K a movie that I've owned probably 3 times at this point. Did actually have the pleasure of seeing this in the theater when I was 12, maybe 11. uh, Paul Verhoeven's Starship Troopers
Mm.
in steelbook form, not by my choosing. This was just what was available to me. I actually really don't care much for this cover. But the 4K of this is quite nice, and I really, really enjoy this movie. Paul Verhoeven as a filmmaker, I was raised by this guy's works because just so much of his filmography, his American filmography, are some of my favorite films. Like RoboCop is one of my favorite films. Starship Troopers ranks up there pretty well. Total Recall ranks up there pretty well. I have a soft spot for Basic Instinct. And even some of the stuff he did when he returned to Holland. Like I've been collecting his movies, and like L is a challenging but very, very good film. I very, very talented filmmaker, apparently still going strong, apparently still looking for projects, although financing is difficult for him at this stage of his career. But yeah, Starship Troopers, the I can't speak to the novel, the Robert Heinlein novel, but in this film, the monsters in it are explicitly referred to as arachnids, um, which is, I mean, that's what we're talking about: spiders, comma man. So the arachnid threat in this, the monster design in this came from Phil Tippett, working in the realm of CGI rather than stop motion animation, which was primarily his forte. It's kind of fun that Phil Tippett would have worked with Paul Verhoeven on RoboCop for the Ed 209 sequences, and then would later work on this film with the same director a full decade later. So it's always neat to see those relationships carry on. But the CGI and the creature effects in this for its day, for like roughly like 1997, are kind of extraordinary. Like they really do still hold up. And a lot of it has to do not with like textures and lighting and all that business. It's more just pure animation, like the character that's on display with a lot of the creature movements, and the choreography of the violence is just like top shelf, like top tier kind of stuff. Um,
Mhm.
so many layers to this movie, like such that I find myself discovering new ones like every time I watch it, kind of. I actually did get my fiance to watch that with me, and it was a fun watch. She actually really enjoyed it. I was kind of surprised. Like I thought she was going to just like be like, "Ugh, what the fuck is this?" But she was like,
Yeah.
"Wow, that's actually a great ass movie." So Starship Troopers is the gift that keeps on giving.
Do you remember at the time, was it, like, because you said you saw it in the theater, I believe you said,
I did.
was there any indication of the, sort of, subversiveness to it, like the other layer of satire? Or was it pretty much they were marketing it simply as a, straightforward bugs attack sort of movie?
I don't remember there being any hints to the subversive elements of it. I remember it being advertised very straight. I'm
Mhm.
from Buenos Aires, and I say, "Kill 'em all." And I remember the music distinctly. Yeah, they played it very straight with the advertising campaign. And it almost looked like it was gonna be a cheap, shitty movie. Like, something about the ad campaign for it did not, like, put its best foot forward, I remember that much, but I didn't care. I was like, "I am in." Like, I remember being a kid and just being like, "Yes." And I got me and my friend, we got his dad to take us, and he was a ex-Marine. He did not g I've said this before on the podcast, but his only objection to anything in the film, a film that features, countless instances of dismemberment and nudity and all the good stuff, really. It's the Paul Verhoeven special. The Verhoeven special. His only objection to anything in the film was the co-ed shower sequence. Again, ex-Marine, he was like, "Pfft, they wouldn't do that." I was like, "What?" I
Isn't
remember going
there
I remember going home and being like, "That's all you had to say about any of the offensive material in that film."
I feel like I've heard Paul Verhoeven speak on that scene as well and why they specifically made it co-ed. I can't remember what his reasoning was, but I think there is some specific reasoning, like within that world, why there is co-ed showers.
I I believe it was meant to represent a society that had moved beyond sexism, kind of, or
Hmm.
it was supposed to represent like a unified humanity. But remember, this is through like a fascistic lens. So it's like on one end, like on one hand, it's like, oh, that's kind of neat that they do that, that they treat men and women as equals, even when bathing and whatnot. But at the same time, it's like this is also a society that the only way to gain citizenship, like legal personhood essentially, is to serve in this meat grinder military campaign, kind of. So there's a lot of layers at work, but Paul Verhoeven's a wonderful interview. I definitely did listen to the commentary on this one if it exists, but it's been a minute, so I don't really remember it.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's like one of those things where he wouldn't just include that flippantly. Like it's there for a reason.
Hmm. Yeah. I need to. I've seen Starship Troopers, but it's been a while. Definitely need to check it out. Again, I feel like it would be something that probably does grow and become more enlightening on each rewatch, especially as it becomes more relevant day by day, more relevant now than ever. So I think it could be a good one to revisit.
Yeah, no, I was very surprised that my fiance actually really enjoyed it. Like she did get stuff out of it. It wasn't just like lights with sound or like just like violent, like joyful violence, right? She was like, that got me thinking about some things, and
Hmm.
that was interesting. So
Also,
yeah, definitely check it out.
I had forgotten that they were called arachnids, and I was going to call you out on that, but you pass, you pass. So I did not in my head think of them as spiders because I think they don't. A lot of times they just call them bugs, right, in the movie.
Yeah, that I mean that in any wartime scenario, there's going to be slang. There's going to
Yeah,
be
yeah.
some sort of title assigned to the opposition. And bugs is often what they called, but like on the newscasts, they refer to them as arachnids.
Hmm.
And during like the dissection scene at the high school, arachnids. Um, I, I bet you if you do a limb count, they were smart enough to count up to 8 when they were designing all these things.
Mhm.
Put it that way.
Yeah, good
Um,
pick. I would have never even if I had that on the shelf, which I don't, but if I had it, I wouldn't have even considered it. So good pull.
yeah, something if ever you need, like, I don't know, something to hold on to, like, if you're having one of those Jeff Daniels, like, "I'm paralyzed because there's a spider in the room" kinda moment, something to remind yourself of that might get your feet moving is that spiders are heads attached to asses. That is their body composition,
Yeah,
is they
yeah.
are a head and an abdomen. They do not have a thorax. That's the distinction between them and an insect. So it's a head attached to an ass
I don't know if that makes
with
me
legs coming out of their ears.
I feel like that makes it even worse, to be honest. So
I mean,
I
it's an
don't
ass
know.
head running at you on 8
Yeah,
legs.
see, I don't know
It's
if
an
I like
eight-legged
that.
ass head.
That's a little more unsettling for whatever reason.
I mean, that's why they're unsettling is because 'cause they're
Yeah.
about as far from us as it gets, like,
Mhm.
in the natural world. Anyway, that was my pick. I can't hang out too much longer, so this might have to be the last one.
You wanna do speed round now, or should we do one more?
Uh, let's do speed round.
Alright. Works for me. You want me to go first?
Yeah, you're on handy cam here.
Alright. Some of these, at least one of these I haven't seen. So, I've got this one, which I have not watched. It's from Severin. I've got Spider Labyrinth, which is a 4K that I just recently purchased. So I'm excited to check that one out. We
Ooh.
have a movie we already mentioned. We have Eight-Legged Freaks, which I think is a lot of fun. But yes, it is this one. If Arachnophobia is like 60% horror, 40% comedy, this is like 90% comedy, 10% horror. Like it's way more skewed in the comedic. This
Yeah,
one's a bit of
actually,
oh
fun movie. Like, I
yeah,
actually
I
do
like
kinda
it.
like yeah,
Yeah.
I like Eight-Legged Freaks just fine.
hmm I actually think the comedy is pretty solid. I think it's a very funny movie. This one here is a bit of a stretch, but I thought, depending on how desperate I was going to be for pulling stuff off the shelf, Dune Part One.
Oh, there's a spider person in that one.
Yeah, the Baron Harkonnen's pet, that
Yeah.
creepy little thing. Um, these two, hang on, two here that if I did not mention them, I would have been so embarrassed. And I almost forgot to grab them. I've got The Mist.
Oh, me too. I got that one too.
Yep, which has the great spider sequence in the pharmacy, and, one I almost missed. Thankfully, I did a quick Google search and this came up. I've got Enemy with Jake Gyllenhaal, Jackie G, and, has the, spider shots of the spider walking through Toronto, and then it has an ending that involves the spider in some way. Won't get too far into it, but maybe some of the most creative use of a spider in quite a while. And I will say that that is a good example of a giant spider that actually did not necessarily scare me or get on my skin, but just the initial time watching that movie, seeing the spider at the end genuinely made me jump because it was so unexpected. Um, this one truly don't even remember if there's a spider in it. I don't even think there is, but I had to pull it off the shelf because I saw it there. Spider, starring directed by David Cronenberg, starring Rafe Fiennes. I don't remember there actually being a spider in it. His name is Spider, so that's part of it. But there's some webbing on the front there, so maybe there was a spider in there, and I can't remember. I don't know.
Brad, I could be completely wrong. I probably am. But is that an Alex Cross movie?
No, you're thinking of Along Came a Spider.
Yeah, there you go. Sorry.
No, this is like it's kind of he's a person going crazy kind of movie, like a guy with some mental
So
issues
it's
and
so it's like Bug.
it's more like Bug. It is this is in this that'd be a good movies with creepy crawly titles that have nothing to do with the creepy crawlies in
I mean, we named two of them.
yeah, yeah. And while we're there, I'm sure you got these as well, but I have almost all the Spider-Man movies. I've got the Tobey Maguire trilogy on Blu-ray here.
Yo.
I've got um the don't I have another one here? Where's the other one? Am I missing one? I've got two of the Tom Holland ones. I thought I had oh, I it's still on the shelf. I do have the third one. It's over there
I'll
on the
throw
shelf.
it up on my end.
Yep, yep. And then I've got the Into and Across the Spider-Verse movies as well.
Nice. I still haven't
Um,
seen that second one.
oh yeah, it's good. Maybe a little. I think I kind of like the first one, but you know,
Okay.
to each his own.
That's
Um,
kind of what I've been hearing.
I have Spookies, which has a
Yeah,
great sequence
spookies.
involving. Um, had a heart attack there with the cover of this. Thankfully, there's no there's no nipple shown, so we're good. Oh, I didn't want to get your
Get
channel taken
banned.
down. The great sequence involving a woman who turns into a woman spider and sucks uh, the juice out of a guy. That's pretty cool, fun scene.
It's a protracted transformation sequence too.
Yeah, yeah. We have here, which is not in the movie, from my understanding, from when I've seen it, and from my understanding, but I did check. It is on the Blu-ray, so I'm going to present it as an example. We have the original King Kong, the famous spider pit sequence, which was taken out of the movie, but I think it didn't Peter Jackson like recreate it because the actual footage was lost? Does
That's
that
my
sound right?
understanding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the lost spider pit sequence is on here, but I'm assuming it's the Peter Jackson recreation of that sequence.
Mhm.
And last one I'll mention, Lord of the Rings. The I'm not a Tolkien head, so I can't. I'm not a Hobbit head, so I can't say the name of the spider off the top of my head. But the one in Return of the King that paralyzes Frodo and
It's a Shelob. Or
Shelob. There you go.
yeah,
There
or
you go.
Shelob. Shelob, I
The
think.
Shelob sequence.
Yeah. Very good spider sequence.
Yeah.
The design of that spider is frightening and has a lot of character to it. Like,
Hmm.
I'm not a big Lord of the Ring. I'm not a Tolkien head either. I just absorb things through cultural osmosis. But yeah, that is a very good spider sequence. And apparently Shelob is like really deeply ingrained in like the Lord of the Rings lore.
I remember watching that movie for the first time, and when they got to that sequence, I thought, that is something this franchise needed. A giant spider does fit pretty nicely into this world. I'm glad they included that. So,
Yeah, no, it feels like why didn't we get this sooner? like,
mhm, yeah,
like
yeah,
this, it feels like it belongs. Like it doesn't
hmm,
come out of left field or anything. And that sequence in the film, like I can't speak to the novels or anything, but in that film, it's handled really, really well.
yeah, it is good. It is good.
Oh yeah. Okay, so it's back in Pog form. Now let's see if I can actually navigate the thing. So I'm gonna get myself the single. Brad's just going
Wow.
every time the mask comes back.
Oh yeah, I love it.
So, speed round from me. I have here an apologies for being so slow. I am blind actually wearing so like reading is hard. I have the Common Rider Dyad and the Common Rider Trilogy. These are two Blu-rays put out by Media Blasters. We actually reviewed 2 out of 3 of these movies on the podcast, Levi and I, when we did the Keita Amemiya month. Kamen Rider Zo is the one that I'm kind of like singling out right here. That would be this fella in the middle, Kamen Rider Zo. There's a stop motion Spider Woman sequence. That's it's like 2 minutes of screen time in the movie, but it's lovingly animated in that kind of like Phil Tippett kind of style. And the design of the Spider Woman is legitimately kind of frightening, especially for children, which the product was targeted at. So very memorable, very cool sequence. And I also hold up the Kamen Rider Dyad because in Kamen Rider the first, uh, traditionally, like there have been like 30 Kamen Rider TV shows and movies or whatever. It's been around since the mid 1970s. This property traditionally one of if not the first adversary of any Kamen Rider character is a Spider-Man. Kumo is spider in Japanese. So Spider-Man is often the first opponent that he faces, and in this movie they do that honor. And they have a Spider-Man in fucking a gimp suit, which is interesting. Um, Just throw up Indiana Jones. We were talking about Frank Marshall and Spielberg movies earlier. Uh, the Bug Tunnel in Temple of Doom has all manner of creepy crawlies, and Alfred Molina is covered in or are they? Is it red ringed tarantulas? I
I
forget.
believe, yeah, I think
Yeah,
so.
yeah,
Good pull. I didn't even think of that one.
yeah. Alfred Molina's character in Raiders of the Lost Ark is just covered in tarantulas in that sequence. Uh, cheekily, I'd like to throw up The Mummy Returns because Dwayne the Rock Johnson plays the Scorpion King, and scorpions are arachnids, so
Okay, all right.
I'll allow it. You had already mentioned Frank Darabont's The Mist, and holy shit, as far as spider sequences go, this has a really gnarly one.
Mhm.
The spiders in this are mean. Like that's just mean, man. Like their webbing is acidic, and some people's faces get melted. It's pretty fucking cool. And then last but not least, I guess, I like how neither of us have the Andrew Garfield movies. I think that tells you a little something about how we feel about
Yeah,
them. But I
yeah.
have the Toby trilogy of Spider-Man movies. Just rewatched all of them not too long ago. They hold up. Yeah, even that third one. It has its liabilities. Obviously, it's the least of that trilogy, but it's a pretty good movie. Like it functions for the most part. And then in no particular order, the Tom Holland movies, all of which again held up on rewatch. Like I did actually enjoy them, and I don't think any of them are particularly lesser than any of the others. I might be controversial in saying that that third one it might be the least of them for me. Um, I think it's the I think it's the COVID factor. Actually, like that's so unfair to say, but the stink of it is all over that movie. Where it's like, hang on, you couldn't get these actors, and that's like, oh, yeah, because they would die, or they
Yeah.
thought they would die. So
Mhm.
instead, it's like, hey, Risa Funds, you want to do some voice work in a booth? And it's like all these other characters that's like, oh, you mean they're only in CGI, and then the only time that we see them live on screen is via stock footage, like really obvious stock footage. Like when Sandman is turning back into a human in that, I was like, I know that shot. That's not even an outtake. That's straight up just a shot from Spider-Man 3. I know
Mhm.
exactly what scene that's from. That's from the underground subway sequence. Like so that the stink of COVID on that movie really fucked with it for me. Like just the way it's filmed. You feel it. Where it's like there's a lot of scenes where people are separate from each other. It has that overly green screened vibe to it. The plot feels very haphazard and rushed where it's like we know what we wanted to happen, but the how and the why of it was so secondary to anything having to do with like anything that made any sort of sense or had any real sense of urgency to it. Um, what surprised me was like the one that I think most people point to is like the weakest of them. The second one, Far From Home. I think that one actually worked for me really well this time. And a lot of that has to do with Jake Gyllenhaal. I thought he was really good. But on top of that, the score uh, was the one that I actually went out of my way to like listen to some tracks in isolation from. It was like the one that I actually like went on YouTube and like pulled up a couple of sequences of music from because I was like, damn, that was good. Like I really like that. It's a Michael Giacchino or
Mhm.
Giacono or however you pronounce his name. Brilliant composer. Not one of my favorites, but really, really, really talented. And he really brought it for those movies.
He's good when he's on, but
Yeah.
he puts in a lot of generic scores too. Like, when
I
he's good,
yeah.
he's some of the best, but
Yeah.
I don't know if it's just him a matter of him trying harder on certain projects or not, but, yeah, I agree, like, some of his stuff is amazing, but some of his stuff, yeah, in one ear, out the other.
Yeah, it is funny how that works. Where it's like when he brings his A game, he is one of the best we have right now. Um, but yeah, every once in a while it's just like, oh, really? That was him? Like
To put it into fantasy football terms, he's a boom bust player. He's boom bust. He's either boom or bust.
good. I like that. Michael Giacchino is boom bust. He's a boom bust composer.
Mhm.
But yeah, if you're interested at all, folks, check out the score for Spider-Man: Far From Home. The climax in particular has a really fun tonality and rhythm to it. It has a really cool sense of like escalating tension. And just like all of the scores have like that sense of fun kind of hanging over them. That actually the most recent one in theaters right now, the score I think might be the worst out of all. And it's funny because I read somewhere like the reason for it is that subtractions were made to the score, like musical subtractions were made to reflect like the emotional state of the character or something, having to do with like absence and loneliness being like core themes of the story.
Hmm.
I was like, but it makes the music less good.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like I get it. That's a cute concept, but does it sound good? And the answer is it sounds like something's missing. Something's missing.
Something's missing, all right.
Something's missing, all right.
Yeah, I don't know, that sounds like, I don't know. I don't know if I buy that.
Yeah, maybe somebody just was in a hurry and forgot to plunk a few keys on that
We
keyboard.
made it intentionally bad because, it reflects that.
Yeah,
Like,
the Spider-Man's in a bad place, so my score is 2.
yeah.
But yeah, I didn't especially love the one that's in theaters right now. See, I can't even remember the name, honestly. Brand New Day?
Brand New Day, yeah.
Brand New Day.
That
It was fun in the moment, but upon closer inspection, I was like, uh,
I would say that was the lesser of the 4 movies for me. Not none of them are outright stinkers, but that one, for whatever reason, I didn't connect with at all.
I mean, they all suffer from Marvel plate spinning. Like they are all trying to serve you up something you didn't ask for. And to me that's disgusting. Like it's
Mhm,
egregious. Like in this most recent one it's particularly bad where it's like hang on, you just hijacked how much of the runtime of your own movie to introduce us to something that technically we've already been introduced to. Like we don't need this formal introduction.
mhm,
Thanks for like cuz what sucks is that like when it's focused, what's there is good. Like it's actually like our director is talented. He knows how to tell stories. If anybody's seen Wonder Man, the Disney Plus show, that is actually a very good show. It's a very good character study show. And apparently our director has a background with that sort of work. So he's good with that sort of thing. But again, when you're spinning all these plates and trying to like serve up all these new elements that aren't core to the plot, it muddles things and it dilutes it. And all the Spider-Man movies kind of like the Tom Holland ones, I mean, kind of stink of that where it's like, hang on, how much of this is how much of the villain's beef is directed at someone who is not Spider-Man? And the answer
yeah,
is all of it.
yeah,
It's like
yeah,
none of these people even know who Spider-Man is. Like he's just dealing with other people's bullshit. And it's a little frustrating. That's like, really, we can't just I miss the days of Toby where it's just dopey Toby
mhm,
being a fuck
mhm,
up. Actually, that's part of what I miss too, is Toby Spider-Man was a complete fuck up. Like he kind of sucked. He was a jerk. He was selfish. He was too human. Where it's
mhm.
like he's not a very good superhero now, is he? It's like, no, he kind of sucks, but relatable, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, he's just a normal everyday he's your average kid.
That
Um,
that to me, that's what saves those Sam Raimi Spider-Man movies, is if you remind yourself, "Oh, wait, they're, like, young, and they're still trying to they still haven't figured out who they're supposed to be." Like, they're still dreaming and still striving. So, it's like, they're still fuck ups. Like
yeah.
like, if you think about what Mary Jane's trying to do with herself in those movies, it's like, "Lady, the success rate on that is pretty low." Like you might wanna expect to be a waitress for more than 2 years, but,
Mhm.
anyway. Spiders, man. So, I do gotta get going, but before we go, hey, Brad, how about you let everybody know where they can find you and your awesome podcast?
It's the Cinema Speak podcast. You can find us anywhere you listen to podcasts. So iTunes, Stitcher, Spotify. We're on Twitter at the Cinema Speak, Instagram Cinema Speak podcast, and on YouTube is Cinema Speak. And you can find us on the web at cinemaspeak.libsyn.com. And Trevor, thanks for having me on today. It was great. It was fun. I'm glad we could squeeze it in.
Yeah, to the people who don't know, and that's everybody who's not you and me, Brad actually agreed to do this on like 12 hours notice or something. So thank you. That like I hope that didn't come across as asshole-ish on my part.
No, I'm not the guy getting married this week. You tell me the time and place, and I'll be there.
Alrighty, but yeah, that is in fact true. That is why I'm wearing this stupid Daredevil helmet. Is I am getting married this coming Saturday, and this is probably the last uh big dumb purchase of my financial freedom before my finances are merged with my fiance's. She is a much more responsible person than me, so she would probably not buy Daredevil helmets for herself or me going forward. But you know, I did, and I'm wearing it. I'm
Hmm.
completely blind, so when I look into the lens right now, I can't even tell if I'm looking in the right direction. Um, but yeah, as for myself, my podcast is called Catching Up on Cinema. You are watching and or listening right now. We just finished up our live stream, Brad and I, of Tales from the Shelf. Uh, we do it once a month, so tune in and like, share, subscribe, and all that. The podcast is available pretty much anywhere podcasts are found. And that being said, thank you so much for listening and or watching, and we will catch you next time. Bye. I hit the stop button.